What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's reaction video is part 2 of 100 places you need to visit, and I need to visit before we die, or you die, or anyone dies.
The first 50
hopefully
were
a
good.
long way away. First 50 were good, weren't they?
Yeah.
So if you haven't checked it out, literally the top line in the description is going to say part 1. It's going to be a link. Same with part 1. Once you're on there, it's going to be linked to part 2.
Yeah, we only got one place already. We've been.
Yeah, we got one place with the
Statue of
Statue of
Liberty.
Liberty, but we have been in the Crown, so we've like been proper in.
I said like 1.5.
Yeah, 1.5 because we've been in the Crown. Smash that button if you enjoyed, guys. Smash that subscribe button. Check out Patreon if we can. I know we're banging on about it a lot, but we're having a baby, aren't we? It really helps us out, so we're going to mention it just in case anyone can do it, because it does really help us out. If not, watching my videos is honestly enough. Communicated. We've been in the comments a lot more recently as well, chatting to you legends. Make sure we reply, so get commenting and we'll reply to you. Right, one person on part 1, by the way, because we're recording this the next day, so we've had a bit of a break, said they'd already been to like 30 of the 50 on the list, and then that's not even including this 50. That's quite mad, isn't it?
I suppose though, for like us, we go on holiday to different countries.
Yeah.
I feel like Americans, like probably not all Americans, but a lot of Americans probably just travel within the US.
Oh,
they
definitely.
See a lot
Yeah.
Like, cause
that's why a lot of
if
them
you
don't
have
have
all this
passports.
stuff, like why would you need to leave?
Definitely. That's
Unless
why.
you're interested in like European or whatever, but
Yeah, I think that's why like half of Americans don't have passports.
because like it's so beautiful in its own
it,
country.
it makes sense, doesn't it? This one looks
England was
beautiful
that
already.
beautiful. We'd stay.
Very true. Very true. This one seems beautiful already. Are you ready?
It does.
Let's get into it. What we got?
50. Ashteek Island, Maryland. This island is best
Ashteek
known
Island.
for its herd of wild horses, its pristine beaches, and it's got a really cool lighthouse. It's 37-mile-long barrier island located on the eastern coast of the Delmarva Peninsula facing the Atlantic Ocean. The island was originally going to be made into a private resort in the 1960s, but it all came to a screeching halt when the locals were a little angry about this. The people kind of shot this idea down.
Yeah, you want a bit of natural beauty to go.
49. The Orchard House, Concord, Massachusetts. This is a very interesting place. This is the home of Louisa May Alcott. She wrote the 1868 classic novel Little Women. She is the first American woman to earn a living as a writer. They have open guided tours daily, except on a few different holidays, and it's free.
Nice.
48. Alabama's civil rights sites. They have numerous historic sites throughout Alabama paying tribute to the brave men and women who have fought for civil rights.
Oh,
it's a big part of American history, and it's something you should probably see. 47. Cahokia Mounds, Illinois.
Cool.
These are really interesting. I first saw these on A&E with some show called Ancient Mysteries with Leonard Nimoy. These are earthen mounds built by a civilization that they figure disappeared a couple hundred years before Columbus ever set foot on the United States. Some of these mounds are just a couple feet high, but some of them are as tall as 100 feet. The historic site sits across the Mississippi River from St. Louis, covering about 2,000 acres.
Wow.
That's mad, isn't
46.
it? That stuff does mind blow me though.
Yeah.
Like when it was done so long ago, so how have you managed to do that?
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
It does mind, but like I get lost on Joe Rogan podcast sometimes about all this stuff. I know you take it with a pinch of salt, but it's just still a bit like what? Confusing.
Notre Dame Stadium, Indiana. Yeah, this is where the Fighting Irish play, and it's an amazing place to see a college football game. I think most people feel this is the most historic football stadium there is.
Oh, wow.
Sure, if you're a college fan from someplace else, you're going to think some other college is better, but I think most people would consider this to be the best place to see a football game. 45.
Oh, wow.
Mall of
Didn't know
America,
that.
Bloomington, Minnesota. This has
you'd
been the
love that.
largest mall in the country since forever. It's not going to be the largest much longer. In 2023, it looks like Miami's going to have one that's going to beat them.
Whoa.
And since malls are disappearing, this one might be worth a visit.
That's mad, isn't it?
44. Mark Twain's boyhood home and museum, Hannibal, Missouri. This
tell you what.
was the home.
So far, I don't know what you're thinking as well. This hasn't been as good
That's the first lot.
as the first lot. I feel like this potentially is a bit more
This is
specific
more-
in what you
yeah.
like.
Yeah, if you're not interested, if you don't even know who Mark Twain is, you're not going to go.
Exactly. This is the first time I've heard of Mark Twain. So maybe not when he describes it, but
But then you think like, I don't know, New York, for example, that's not like a specific person, is it? It's like a...
no, yeah. You go there, you do a lot of things, but I suppose
white,
these
like
specific
Yellowstone.
houses,
Like, yeah, they're more like for people that...
if you know the person, if you follow them, you really want to go and see
Yeah.
it. Don't get me wrong. I imagine if we looked up the story, it'd potentially be somewhere we do want to go, but obviously we wouldn't travel.
No.
You know what I mean? But
I wouldn't go necessarily to this just as a holiday.
nah, definitely. But it is early on in the top 50.
But then, I don't know,
so.
Graceland, I probably would.
Home of Samuel Leghorn Clemens, better known as the author Mark Twain, but he lived here from 1844 to 1853. 43, the Hoover Dam, Arizona and Nevada. It's
that
right
looks
there on the
nice.
border. This one I've been to, and the day we were going there, I was like, why are we going to see a dam? This sounds stupid. And I got there, I was impressed. It's not the largest thing I've ever seen, but it's just kind of strange being in this valley and how tall it is. And it looks like this big, perfectly smooth slab of cement from the outside. Very interesting. And the history of the place is incredible.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool to go to. Definitely.
42, Cedar Point Amusement Park, Sandusky, Ohio. Self-proclaimed roller coaster capital of the world. This is a must visit for roller coaster enthusiasts. If you're a roller coaster enthusiast and a hardcore one, you've been here already. But if you like roller coasters, this is a good one. When it was first opened, it was just a public bathing beach. And it's also a little haunted. They say there's a ghost that lingers around the carousel.
Lovely.
41,
You'd be
Apostle
pretty
Islands National Lakeshore, Wisconsin. This is a group of 21 islands and a 12-mile stretch of coast on the mainland. It has more lighthouses than any other site in the national park system, with 9 historic lighthouses on 6 different islands. Visitors can hike, paddle boat. It's got a lot of really cool stuff to do here. It's one of those places you go on a nice summer day.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
40,
You'd enjoy
the Art
yourself.
Institute of Chicago. The Art Institute of Chicago was founded in 1879 and it is still going. The museum
79.
contains more than 300,000 works of art. 39, Wrigley Field, Chicago. Yeah, staying in Chicago, you got Wrigley Field. This is where the Cubs play. It is known for its ivy-covered brick outfield wall. Giant chewing gum businessman William
I remember
Wrigley
that.
Jr.
I was just thinking that. Isn't Wrigley the chewing gum brand?
Bubblegum. Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Juicy fruits.
No, I remember that as well. But this stadium is like proper old school. Like
It looks
been
lovely
around.
though. It looks really well kept.
And from the outside, it is very like proper historic. I'm pretty sure. I may be wrong, but I think it is. So it's definitely something we need to. It'd be pretty cool to go and see, and maybe even see a baseball game because we've never seen one, have we?
We haven't.
In person.
No, it wasn't the season for when we went to New York.
No, it wasn't.
Bought the Cubs in 1921. It was named Cubs Park from 1920 to 1926 before renaming it to Wrigley Field in 1927. If you want to see a baseball game, this is one of the best places to do it.
Okay.
38. American Museum of Natural History, New York City.
Oh,
This is one of the best
two.
museums this country has to offer.
We said it in the last. We got 2 now. We might be beating some people. It's not a competition, man. That's the big dinosaurs on
Yeah,
about.
that's what we saw.
Probably is the best. It opened in 1869. It used to be located in Central Park when the first exhibits opened in
just off
1871.
Central Park, isn't
This
it?
is an interesting fact about it. In 1964, more than 400,000 worth of jewels were stolen from the museum.
Oh wow.
We weren't meant to go there
36
though, were we? Because we were meant to go on the helicopter, but the helicopter got cancelled, so
Yeah.
we went here instead.
2 went here
So
instead.
actually, it worked out well because we wouldn't have been otherwise.
Definitely. And I wish it was us who stole 400,000 jewels because we'd be
No.
living it up.
7. Independence
Sorry,
National
I'll put that way.
Histo-
I wish they'd just given us a 400,000. I don't want to steal. Don't do that. That's bad. But I wouldn't have minded it.
Historical Park, Philadelphia. This is where the Constitution was debated and written out, and it was also signed here.
Oh,
The park
okay.
represents the founding ideals of this nation. It's
A lot
also
of
got the
history
Liberty
there.
Bell,
Yeah.
so that's something neat to see. 36, Alcatraz
I wanna
Island,
go here
San
so
Francisco, California. Everybody knows about Alcatraz, and they've had some movies about escapes they had here. It first opened its doors on August 11th, 1934. This was also when the first prisoners showed up.
Wow. Definitely want to go there.
Yeah. So much
35,
history there as
National
well.
Museum of the American Indian, Washington, D.C.
Ooh.
This is a newer museum. It was only opened in 1989. It houses permanent and temporary exhibits that showcase the diverse heritage and history of the North and South American Indians.
Oh,
This
wow.
museum is the largest of its kind in the world.
Fair play.
Yeah.
34, Newport, Rhode Island.
That's
In
cool.
1657, Newport, Rhode Island operated
Ooh,
the
big wooden
first
ship.
ferry service in the nation. This is an old colonial place, and it has more colonial homes in use than any other location in the U.S. And yes, it is in Rhode Island. Most people seem to think that the only city or town or anything they have in Rhode Island is Providence. There's more to this state than just Providence. 33,
Ooh.
Denali National Park, Alaska. I'm not really
Ooh.
doing this list in any kind of order, but I think if I was, this would be at least in the top 5.
looks
Denali
stunning.
is amazing. It became a national park on February 26, 1917, and it's basically centered around Mount McKinley.
Okay.
Actually, its Native Alaskan name is Denali, which
It's
Denali
stunning.
National Park, you get it. 32, Yosemite National Park,
Ooh.
California.
We've
Just
seen this,
so-
seen this a few times, haven't we?
Yeah.
I always call it Yosemite.
Yeah.
I'm going to remember to call it
Me too.
Yosemite. But
I feel like California's on the list. I feel like there's so many things in California we've got to go to.
Oh, definitely, because not only Hollywood, we want to go and see Hollywood.
Yeah, like I feel like Hollywood probably actually for me is at the in terms of what to see in California, it's probably towards the bottom.
We would do it.
I would just be doing it to say I've been.
Definitely.
Whereas like the National Park, San Francisco,
a lot of stuff.
The Golden Gate Bridge.
Definitely
So much
more
stuff. Up there.
Definitely. This list is getting better. The second half is getting better.
Yeah.
Around beautiful place like Half Dome is there. You have Yosemite Village, which is kind of neat to see. Then you have Yosemite Falls, which is really an impressive waterfall. It's the highest waterfall in North America and the 5th highest in the world.
Oh, wow. I
didn't know that. Acadia National Park, Maine. So this is a national park that nobody ever really talks about. I've been here. It's kind of cool. I mean, it's not up there with Yellowstone or Yosemite, but it is definitely a nice place to visit. Okay. Acadia is the 5th smallest national park in the United States. 30, the Rocky Mountain National Park, Colorado. If you've never seen the Rocky Mountains, this is a good place to start seeing them.
I was genuinely just thinking about it. I was like, in my head, I was like, the snow just made, even though it's cold.
Looks freezing, but it looks so pretty.
It makes it look so nice, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But I don't know if I can handle the cold.
No, I don't know.
Mountains have an average altitude of 8,000 feet. The mountain range stretches over 3,000 miles and covers the Wave, Arizona. Ooh. The Wave is a sandstone rock formation located in Arizona near its northern border with Utah. The Wave is so well known amongst hikers and photographers that they actually have to limit the amount of people that go there. They have a daily lottery system used to dispense only 10 next day permits in person and 10 online permits. Wow. So basically 20 people a day get to go check this out with a guide.
That's mad. It would confuse your head.
The Iowa State Fair. The very first Iowa State Fair was held in Fairfield, Iowa between October 15th and 17th in 1854. It's the single largest event in the state of Iowa. Okay. They get 1 million people a year from all over the world to come see this fair. Iowa, of all places.
It best be a good fair.
27, New Orleans. If you watch this channel long enough, you know that I always say go visit New Orleans, stay in the French Quarter, be careful, and don't go too far out. It's a pretty dangerous city. The French Quarter is definitely something you want to see. New Orleans in general, it's a nice place to see. Just be aware of where you're going. New Orleans was founded in 1718, and the first community was nothing more than a trading camp on the curving east bank of the Mississippi River.
There you go.
Okay.
Bit of history.
Yeah.
26, Salem, Massachusetts.
I want to go there.
Salem is famous for burning locals when they thought they were
Yeah, Hocus Pocus is based in Salem.
So, but is it like a...
There's the real Salem. There is a history of witches and...
Oh, okay, so...
That's why I think it's based there in the movie.
And then do you get to see like a Harry Potter world, so like a Hocus Pocus world there?
I don't think so.
Or is it just you go...
I think it just looks like there's a few places there I think that look like it does in the film.
And you're like, oh my god, I've seen my movie.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Witches back in 1692. This was a big thing. As a kid, I was scared about it. I watched too many movies about this. But the burning didn't stop there. The actual entire city was burnt in 1914.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
25, Glacier National Park, Montana. This park was established in 1910. Glacier National Park covers over 1 million acres. Currently, it's home to 26 glaciers, but the numbers are shrinking, down from 150 in 1850. They've only had 10 bear attacks in the history of the park. Oddly enough, 2 occurred on the same night, miles apart. Both victims were 19-year-old females. That was 54 years ago this August. 24, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Gotta go one day.
Of course you have to visit Las Vegas, Nevada at least once in your life.
Yeah, well, one day we'll go, even with a baby. When we're a bit grown up, we'll definitely go at one point. Yeah, with a baby. Come on my slots. No.
Maybe for their 18th.
One point in our life we'll go to Vegas. Because I feel like it's a must-do, like you're saying on the video. You've got to go once at least.
It's gambling and it shows and all that, but these days it has so much more to do than just gamble and drink. There's a lot of great shows, a lot of activities to do there. It's a fun town.
Fun's the word.
23, the Columbia River Gorge, Oregon. The Columbia River Gorge was created about 40 or 60 million years ago. The Columbia River is the largest river in the Pacific Northwest and the 7th largest in North America. Ooh. The river flows from British Columbia through the state of Washington, forming much of the border between Washington and Oregon before it finally gets to the Pacific Ocean, near Astoria, Oregon.
That's a weird boat as well, isn't it?
Lots of trees.
goes on for a long way as
22,
well.
Atlantic City, New Jersey. There's not a lot of things to see in New Jersey. Not a lot of reasons to go to New Jersey, but Atlantic City's worth seeing. They've got a great boardwalk and the world's largest musical instrument. It's a massive pipe organ with over 33,000 pipes inside it. 21. Seattle's gum wall. People have been sticking gum on this wall since the early 1990s. It's about 50 feet long and it's just covered with gum. They tried to clean it in 2015. They ended up removing 2,350 pounds of gum and it took them over 100 hours to clean it. They just started right back up after it was finished. It's located right outside the main entrance of Pike Place Market. I was just there like 2 weeks ago. It kind of smells.
I'm not surprised.
Number 20.
But you asked why. I asked why not.
But is it not technically like littering?
No, I think it's a thing they do. I think it is a little bit weird, but it is a thing which is done. It
definitely
seems like.
Wasn't a thing though. It definitely was someone's just started sticking bubblegum on a wall and then.
Maybe was there an actual reason why they started it? Because maybe there's a nice reason. Who knows? I think it's told if there was a nice reason. Maybe.
Yeah, I feel like there's other things you can stick on the wall to make it a nice.
Fremont Troll, Seattle, Washington. Yep, we're staying in Seattle. The troll was created in 1989, and it's this like sculpture underneath a bridge. Looks like a troll. They kind of had this art competition to revitalize the underneath of the bridge because it was just a dumping ground for everyone's trash, and people sold drugs there. So they did this. It's kind of nice now. Tourists go there. Ever since the bridge was built in 1932, and the sculpture was inspired by the folklore of Billy Goat's Gruff. It's kind of weird when you see it though. 19, the Great Smoky Mountains, Tennessee. The Great Smoky Mountains are estimated to be around 300 million years old. That would make them one of the oldest mountain ranges on Earth. The mountains are officially entitled the Salamander Capital of the World. They have a lot of salamanders there, in case the Salamander Capital of the World didn't tip you off. The Great Smoky Mountains are beautiful. I would suggest anyone in the Tennessee area, just go see them. There's about 1,000 miles of trails in the park for hiking and mountain biking. Number 18. Orca Island, Washington. This is located in the northwest corner of Washington State.
Ochre or Orca? You
said Orca.
No, I just wanted you because you said the
vegetable. Do you reckon there's orcas from around there? That's why.
Maybe. Let us know in the comments. Or maybe it's just a name. Because I wonder in Gary.
No Gary's walking around.
I wonder if there's many Garys walking. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't know. This would be good if it was.
Orca Island, Washington. This is located in the northwest corner of Washington State in the Puget Sound. The island's got a population of just a little over 5,000 people, and it's only 57 square miles.
Not
there
big
are
at all.
orca here all the time. You can see them, but if you really want to see orca out in the waters off Orca Island, go between May and October during the salmon run. You can see all the orca you want, and this is worth it.
That must be mad.
I'd love to see them in the
17.
wild.
Disney World, Orlando, Florida. Who hasn't wanted to or been to Disney World or Disneyland? I grew up near Disneyland in Southern California, and Walt Disney World in Orlando is so much bigger. It was opened on October 1st, 1971, with just one park, the Magic Kingdom. Now they've got all kinds of animal parks and everything else like that. This is like one of those once-in-a-lifetime trips you got to take your kids on when they're, under the age of 17 and they can actually enjoy it. Number 16, Puget Sound, Washington.
Yeah, no, I probably would. Maybe we've got other kids as well. Maybe run off.
I don't know. I feel like 6 or 7's good.
Yeah, 7, 8, 9.
By the time they get to 9, they might not be interested in Disney.
No, but still have a good time.
No, but a boy as well. Like, he might not be in. He might be.
He would still have a good time.
No, I want to go now.
I know, you just want to go now. You don't even care about the baby. You're like, I want to go.
3 or 4 where I can influence.
No, they need to remember it and have a good time. So I think about 7, yeah.
Looking at the whole Puget Sound, not just Orca Island or Seattle. This area is mostly cold and wet, which means it's also green and beautiful. It's one of my favorite places to go. Up near Seattle, just anywhere around Seattle. I love it up there.
Okay.
Number 15. Highway 101, Oregon, California, and Washington. This is the greatest road trip in the country, I think. In the early 20th century, it was almost impossible to travel along the Oregon coast unless you had a boat, because many of the small towns weren't connected, and they had no bridges, and you had to go inland and then come back, and it was just a nightmare. The highway was created after World War I when Oregon voters approved the construction of bridges and roads all up the coast. California did the same thing. Number 14, Arches National Park, Utah. More than 2,000 natural stone arches can be found in this park. From a distance, they sort of look fake, like someone came in to make a sci-fi movie like Star Trek and just kind of left them there. The natural formations are a result of temperature changes. Sweltering heat, to freezing, to thawing, to rain, snow. They've shaped these for thousands of years. The tallest arch is the South Arch of Double Arch, which is 144 feet. Number 13, Taos Pueblo, New Mexico. These adobes were built with mud and straw like all adobes are, and they have sheltered Native Americans for nearly 1,000 years. The Taos Pueblo today appears pretty much like it did when the Spanish explorers arrived in 1540.
Wow.
It is one of the oldest continuously inhabited communities in North America.
Yeah, that's
Number
pretty
12,
cool.
Pike Place Market, Seattle, Washington. This is a very interesting place. In 1907, when it opened, the city council members' idea was to cut out the middleman, so you didn't have any, I don't know, like major chains coming in to basically take the fish from the fishermen and then sell them to the public and take their cut. They wanted the fishermen to sell directly to the people or other farmers.
Makes sense.
Farmers, whatever. They just wanted to cut out the middleman.
Yeah.
The iconic neon sign was installed in 1937, and the first Starbucks ever was opened here in 1971.
Wow.
Number 11, Millennium Park, Chicago, Illinois. Millennium Park is pretty much...
Yeah, we had this not long ago, didn't we? Oh, it was on the 10th thing to do in Chicago, and we didn't realise it was a whole park, but we got to go, haven't we?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely see the bean. See like my fat face in reflection. Ooh.
Yeah, definitely. But the whole part looks good.
It does,
It's
definitely.
in the center of everything in Chicago. It's not like the center of it, but near the loop where everything's going on. It opened on July 16th, 2004. It's a 24-acre park that replaced what was just a desolate area of railroad tracks, parking lots, and homeless people and everything else like that. It went $340 million over the original budget. And it's where they got that big silver bean, the chrome, whatever, shiny bean. Check that out if you're ever in Chicago. Number 10, Grand Central Terminal, New York, New York. Grand Central is one of the world's largest, busiest, and my favorite train terminal. This place is chandeliers, marble floors, marble walls. It opened back on February 2nd, 1913, back when they made beautiful buildings worth keeping for 100 years. They don't make them like that anymore. As you walk in, there's a massive golden clock that's estimated to be worth about $20 million. You can take private tours where they'll tell you all the secrets and show you like hidden staircases and underground rooms, all kinds of cool stuff like that.
20 mil.
Number 9, Portland Headlight, Portland, Maine. This is probably the most iconic lighthouse we have here in the United States.
Definitely. I feel like we've seen this before.
Yeah, we have.
I feel like we've said the exact same thing before.
It's photographed all the time, and if you ever pick up a postcard from New England, chances are it's going to have this lighthouse on it. George Washington actually commissioned this lighthouse in 1790, designed to tower over the lightkeepers' quarters in Fort Williams Park. Number 8, Diamond Head State Monument. Most people don't realize this if they haven't been to Hawaii, but they see Diamond Head and they just think it's like a peninsula. It's actually a crater. If you see it from the sky, almost looks like Crater Lake without the water.
Yeah.
There are great views from the top of Diamond Head. The military realized this back in the day and they put a bunch of lookout towers up there. Bunkers from those military days are still at the top of Diamond Head. You can hike up there. It's only 560 feet above sea level, but I will tell you this, it is always crowded. There always seems to be a whole bunch of people up there, so trying to snap a perfect selfie at the top of Diamond Head might get tricky.
It seems fake as well.
It does. It doesn't seem real.
I know it's not.
Number 7, Philadelphia City Hall, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This city hall doesn't look like it belongs in the U.S. It looks like very much a 1600s European building to me. It's just gorgeous. It's the largest city hall in the country and the tallest masonry-bearing building in the world. It's currently the 16th tallest building in Pennsylvania. A lot of history went on in this building, and it's definitely worth a visit.
Definitely.
Number 6, South Beach, Florida. When you think of Miami,
this is
you
teasing.
think of South.
It is.
Do you know why this is
Because
teasing?
we're going on our beach.
Because we're meant to be going on the beach new. It's like we'll get our videos done. We'll go on the beach. And Mill's like, I want to get on the beach. So it's like teasing.
Our beach is lovely.
Not
It's
as nice
not
as
Florida.
that. Yeah, it's not as nice as that, and it won't be as warm as that either.
South Beach. That's the beach that's in all the movies, in all the ads. It's going to be South Beach. It's beautiful. The Art Deco. It's amazing. The people here are beautiful. So if you're a little bit older like myself, you might feel out of place hanging out at the beach here. But if you're younger, this is a great place to be seen. And it's a beautiful beach too.
Looks cool. Lots to do.
Yeah, definitely.
Number 5, Times Square, New York City. Times Square is probably one of the first things that come to mind when you think about New York City. More than 50 million people visit this area every single year. It used to be kind of gross back in the 1980s. It was filmed with like adult theaters and stuff like that, but it went through a revitalization in the late 80s, early 90s, and it's a really nice place to just at least see once. It's touristy, obviously. It's a neat place to see.
It's just mad how it's just like bright at night.
I know, it's crazy.
Number 4, Blue Ridge Parkway. It's in Virginia and North Carolina. A lot of people say this is the best road trip in the United States. I still think the 101 along the California, Oregon, Washington coast is the best one. But a lot of people say this is the best.
Nice.
It's not just the drive either. It's beautiful scenery, hiking trails all over the place. The entire parkway is 469 miles long, and the speed limit is 45 miles an hour. It'll take you 12 hours of driving with no bathroom breaks, no traffic, no road delays, no stopping to take pictures. 12 hours to complete the whole thing.
That's crazy.
Number 3, Death Valley National Park, California. California has some serious extremes. Death Valley is one of the hottest places on the earth, and it actually holds the record for the hottest temperature ever measured. It is 3.4 million acres. Death Valley is also the second largest national park in the United States.
Nice.
And it's got over 1,000 miles of roads to explore. A lot of them are dirt roads, but you can explore them. I'm not a desert guy, but I've been to Death Valley more times than I can remember, and it's got a certain beauty to it. Just make sure you got a good cell phone on. You get stuck down one of these dirt roads and you don't have the right supplies, you will die. Number 2, Route 66. This is
obviously Route 66. We're taking a tour guide if we ever go. we ain't doing that. Or a lot of water. Route 66, of course. What a famous road.
The mother of all road trips. It starts in Chicago, Illinois, and stretches all the way to Santa Monica, California, at the Santa Monica Pier, actually. This route is what brought so many people to California back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. This is how all the wannabe stars got to Hollywood back in the day. There's a lot of historic and weird things along this route. I don't know if anyone really does the entire thing anymore. It just seems like one of those things you'll do parts of it. That's about it. I tried one time. I didn't make it far. We had a whole plan of 3-4 days of doing it. We made it to the second day, turned around and came back to California.
Fair enough. That's the thing. If you Alaska somewhere, but the thing is, if you go 4 days to get it done and you're in your car, you've got to do 4 days back.
Yeah, exactly, because you've got to go back. You can't just fly back or anything.
Exactly, so it's 8 days. It's not just like, we're going on a 4-day road trip. It's like, we've got to do 4. So if you do 2, he did 4 overall then technically, I guess, but Alaska is beautiful, isn't it?
Number 1, Alaska. Yeah, the entire state is something you should see, not just Denali. There is so much to see in Alaska, you won't know where to start. My suggestion, start at the Kenai Peninsula. Hook yourself up with one of the many guided tours of the state. You will see bears, moose, whales, lakes, glaciers, waterways. It's an amazing state. Most of this state is untouched. It's just there as it probably was 1,000 years ago. Wow. Alaska has around 100,000 glaciers and more coastline than the rest of the United States combined. It's also the only state to have coastline in 3 different oceans: the Arctic Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, and the Bering Sea.
Fair play.
All right, that's our list.
I hope was good. I mean, Alaska one, we definitely need to check out a lot of Alaska. Just if it requires one of them dainty little planes which everyone crashes on, I can't.
No, I can't.
But if I can drive to it, then happy days. Yeah. It does look beautiful. Maybe one day, you never know, we may somehow win the lottery or become rich or something like that. So you never know. Smash that button if you enjoyed, guys. Smash that subscribe button. I hope you enjoyed this 2-part series. It's been fun, hasn't it? It has been fun. I think the first list I preferred. I really liked the second list. There was a lot on there towards the end, which I really liked. But I think the first list with obviously had Yellowstone.
It's more solid.
There were a lot of solid stuff, and obviously it weren't a top 100, which we thought at first, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because how's Yellowstone only 91st or whatever it were? So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't seen part 1, like we said, it might be the better list. So the link is in the description, top of the description. Hope you enjoyed it. If you can check out Patreon, we'd really appreciate it. If not, the fact that you've made it this far, potentially through part 1 and part 2, means a world to us, doesn't it? Yes. Smash that button, guys. Smash the subscribe button and watch the video.
Have a fantastic day.
And we're going to go on the beach now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Peace.